What's up, guys? Mr. Free Coiner coming back to you again today. Hope you guys have been doing well and taking care of yourselves. So, it has been a while and a lot has happened since you last heard from me. We now have our new president who is absolutely, yeah, he's kicking butt and I like it. I like what he's doing. I think if he keeps up this pace, he'll have things turned around rather quickly. Now, speaking about crypto, of course, we do have the now like the Trump coin. Where is it? Official Trump coin that just absolutely came out and took everybody by surprise. People were asking if it was even real. I didn't even, well, honestly, I saw it. I wasn't sure what was going on like the night it came out. But by the time I saw it, it was like, I think it was like 10 o'clock. I'm sorry, it was like midnight. And I saw it at about $10, something like that. Well, I was like, you know what? Let me just do a little research. And as I was looking around, people were kind of going back and forth. Is it real? Is it not? All that stuff. And yeah, it turned out it was real. I tried to get some money over to an exchange that, and I didn't even know crypto.com. I think it's crypto.com actually had it. I wish I had known that, but I wasn't able to get any. I'll just put it like that. I got Coinbase had me kind of locked up. I really don't have anything over there. It's just an entry point, which is very convenient. But when I tried to transfer funds off of Coinbase, they just locked everything down and was like, "It looks suspicious. We're gonna have to ask you a lot of questions." And I could kind of appreciate that. I mean, I've been with Coinbase for quite a while. They've been it's Coinbase. What can I say? But all in all, I didn't get it. I'm fine. Whatever. Some people, I mean, I heard people talking about how they made millions, but one guy, I think, he said something about he put in 1 million and at the height he got out at 300 million. Well, I mean, shit, if you got $1 million already, I mean, uh, yeah, I'm sure you get where I'm going with that. Not to mention, not just speaking about the official Trump coin, we also have the Millennia coin. Is this it? Yeah, right here. Melania, my bad. But this one didn't get quite to the heights that Trump's did. It got up to 13,000 with a $5 billion market cap. What did Trump get to? Let's look at that again. It got up to a $26 million market, almost a 30 billion dollar market cap. That is crazy. And I think this happened like within a day. Yeah, like from the 18th and like it was crazy. But yeah, I think him getting back in was something that a lot of people were looking for. I know me, I definitely was ready for for him to get back in there to bring some, it's just some common sense. I know a lot of folks don't like him and all this other stuff, but the way I look at it is uh, I'm not on board with how can I say, with the baby removal, as I've heard some people say, or any of the other agendas that we were under for the last 4 years. Like I said, I'm just ready for some common sense, some more godly, at least a more godly direction, just moralistic. We don't have these women out here like we got this woman in wherever, these two women that are trying to outdo each other by sleeping with more men in one day. Like one girl was like did like 100 guys, and then you got another girl who topped her by doing 1,000 guys in 12 hours. I mean, what has the world come to? Is that is is that, well, what had it come to? Because I think all of that type of mentality hopefully is behind us. We can have some more rational minded people who actually care about themselves and, about others. Honestly, these last 4 years have been terrible. I mean, I've seen I haven't seen more division and hatred amongst people than I have in these last 4 years. I mean, and you know what? Honestly, in 2020, I started seeing, kind of like towards the end of 2020, I started seeing this whole, all of that kind of start up, right? When, um, when the pandemic had really kind of first started, it just, people started to really get terrible. And when we went into 2021, it was just, I mean, completely off the rails. But anyway, I'm not going to rant about all of that. A lot of XRP stuff. I was going to kind of get in here and just start talking about, going over all these articles and all this stuff. I mean, but, I decided not to because you guys haven't heard from me in a while. And I just I like to kind of just talk when I've come back after a bit of a hiatus. A lot is ahead of us. And actually, a couple of my other videos previously, I was talking about how Trump's inauguration would be kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news, and it was. It was the one thing that didn't happen that I was kind of thinking was going to happen was that we're going to see a higher pump between that time. From the beginning of January up until January 20th. It didn't happen. And to be honest with you, I kind of think it's being held off a little bit. And to be honest with you, I think that's the best thing. I think it's best that things got held up, until, well, at least up until this time. I don't think it would have been a good idea, or it would have been good for anybody really, if the bull run was really going into some intensity between January 1st and essentially now. I think it, not that I can change anything, but the way it's going, I believe it's probably best. And the reason I say that is because we need to really see what kind of change can be made. We know that the economy is just going haywire. We know that there are quite a few pitfalls that could be ahead of us, right? With the economy, possibly, us going into a recession, so many things. But now with Trump, creating the Bitcoin reserve and, showing his wallet and all these other things that are going on, that it just really seems as though we could either avert the recession altogether or make it as short as possible. I think it's very possible. I mean, we already have, like I just heard today, that Saudi Arabia is looking to invest somewhere around $600 billion into the USA. And I think a lot of other countries are probably going to follow suit. We have some, like Mexico, trying to say they're going to create their own, C1B or CB1 app and try to push people into the country. And, that's just an absolutely, that's a terrible idea. If you're in Mexico, you better tell your president right now, she really needs to cool her jets and just go ahead and fall in line, because the dude has no reason to be nice. He has well, I'll say this. He has no reason to hold back. I think honestly, just listening to Trump and just hearing him talk about even people that hate him, he's a solid guy. All of this hate that he gets from people talking about how, all this, he's a terrible person, all that. No, if he was a terrible person, he would be like Biden. I mean, look at the stuff that Biden did. And look at the stuff that Kamala did. I mean, they literally were flying people into the country, okay? And then millions of people in the country giving them our tax dollars, okay? Giving them the money that we put into the system, and then kicking people out of homes. I mean, I saw so many videos where people were talking about these, foreigners, illegals, whatever you might want to call them. Um, they were doing their best, like, strategically trying to get people kicked out who had been there, in certain areas, especially in New York, certain apartments and whatnot for years. And if you're not familiar with New York and how the living situation is up there, it's very difficult to get a nice place to live. Like, even if it's like an apartment here in Texas, we don't really like apartments that much. It's just not the favorite thing of most people. If you have the means to actually buy a house, you would rather buy a house. But in New York, having a flat or whatever you might want to call it, it's very difficult to get one. And the parking situation is absolutely atrocious. I mean, I've been to New York. I spent a lot of time there. It sucks, and there's no way I could ever live in New York. I mean, visiting is cool, but there is just no way. Even, I spent quite a lot of time there in the early 2000s, late 90s, and even back then, parking, like, you would have to pay like 30, upwards of $40 a day for parking. And people would rent parking spots, okay? Paying $200, $300, $500 a month for a freaking parking spot. It's crazy. So anyway, and I know some of you who are New Yorkers, you know what I'm talking about. But either way, it really sucks trying to make sure you have a good spot, and to get kicked out of a spot and have to find somewhere else with the way the prices are and all that stuff, and then just to have someone take over your place, right? Who's getting money from the government. I mean, these people were getting thousands of dollars in like actual dollars, and then the EBT. They would have, like, I saw a video of this woman had $13,000, I think it was, on her EBT card. That's crazy. They were giving them our money. It's crazy. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to rant about that too much here. It's just something that I was definitely clued into, and I just, man, I have a, as you can tell, I have a big problem about it. Anyway, crypto is not doing well right now, but right now, I mean, things are, they're down. XRP is what, 314. Let's do a refresh here. All right, yeah, XRP is 314, $3.14. Bitcoin is, of course, Bitcoin hit another new high. It was 108,000. Ethereum still hasn't, left the station yet. Of course, we already talked about XRP. Solana has been doing very well. As I don't know if, of course, the Melania and Trump coin and all that, they were built on Solana. So that's part of the reason why it's been doing so well. And you just going down, of course, Doge hasn't really, left the station like I would expect it to, especially being that Doge is actually now a government department or whatever. So, Cardano also, I expect a lot out of Cardano, being that Charles Hoskins, I think his name is now going to be working with the Trump administration. There are a lot of things that we can definitely expect. Oh, and Jupiter, if you haven't gone on Jupiter, make sure you look into it. There's a lot of stuff that's built on there. Just be careful out there. I mean, it's crazy. I ran into a couple scams. You got to be careful. There's a lot of stuff out there right now that's, especially, when, and this happens every time there's a bull run. When you start seeing people begin to make money, millions of dollars, the scammers come out of the freaking woodworks. And I'll tell you this, if I ever, and you know, if I ever were to be able to get my hands on a scammer, I can tell you right now, he's not going to walk away from that encounter. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Because there's nothing that pisses me off more than someone who will rob someone else of their hard-earned money and just to leave them broke and destitute. Just taking advantage of someone. That right there pisses me off to no end. No freaking end. And if I can tell you right now, if I was ever to walk up on somebody, I know this person is a scammer, I find out, he's gonna get some knuckle sandwich right in his damn face. I can guarantee you that. If I ever were to run across a scammer. So anyway, again, I'm ranting. But yeah, main point is a lot is going on, and we're of course people are starting to get concerned. People are starting to capitulate. You know, they're looking like, oh, Trump didn't talk about crypto, and why is everything not pumping yet? It's just because it's not time. It's not time yet. Just wait. It's gonna happen. We're right here. I mean, shit. We're in the car. Just be patient. Let him start the car, and we're gonna get going. Just chill. It's gonna be okay. You know, I know it's hard. Everybody, a lot of people tired of working. I tell you what, I don't want to work for anybody else. Any companies either. I want to do my own thing, and I actually have my own thing going on. I would, honestly, I would tell you guys what I have going on because it would help me, to be honest, but it would really kind of expose me to some, unwanted scrutiny. I don't need anybody knowing how to get in touch with me, where I am, or anything like that, especially not through this channel. Maybe, I'll probably make another channel and possibly some of you that I know, I might let you know what this other business that I'm doing is. Anyway, I could go on and on. Like I said, main point is there's a lot going on. Take care of yourselves as far as your funds and just your lives, your families. We're not completely out of the woods. A lot of people were talking about all these different things that were going to happen, and some guy was talking about he got a prophecy that there was going to be some stuff go on at the White House, all this other stuff, and I'm like, no, man, none of that stuff is going to happen. We are where we are because it was supposed to happen. And I know a lot of you guys have heard me talk about certain things before, but I guarantee you, the things that are going to happen, you're not gonna, you can't expect. Okay, even like with the drones, with all this stuff is meant to be the way it is. Okay, we're gonna see more stuff going throughout this year. 2024 was kind of crazy, but 2025, we haven't gotten to that point yet. But it's going to be, how can I say? I don't want to say. I was gonna say miraculous, but it's gonna be kind of crazy. But that is going to lead into some not so great things. Not that it's going to be hard. It's not that it's going to be just terrible, sky is falling kind of thing. It's going to be very subdued. It's going to be, you'll never expect. It's like that quiet guy sitting in the corner. Seems almost, you almost feel sorry for him. But he's hatching a plan that's going to affect everybody. That's kind of what I expect things to be like over the next few years. But anyway, I don't want to get into too much of that. I don't want people feeling like, oh God, the world's gonna. No, Don't worry about it. Just enjoy what's happening, and keep track of things. There are a lot of people making There's a lot of people making content, telling a lot of good information, a lot of XRP stuff. I mean, of course, XRP may not hit 25 or anything like that, but we already can expect that it's going to get somewhere around $10. You might want to, if you're going to sell, might want to sell going into it. But make sure, at least for myself, and let me also say, of course, you guys know I'm not a financial advisor or any of that stuff. So I'm just giving my opinion and what I will do for myself. But if I do sell any XRP, because I may not even sell anything. I may not even sell any XRP. I have a lot of other coins that I'm definitely going to offload, probably 65 to 70% of those. If I sell any XRP, it's going to be maybe 20%, right? I want to make sure I hold on to it because we really don't know what's going to happen with XRP. And honestly, if you don't have to sell it, I think it's probably best to just hold on, even if it's waiting until the next bull run. I'm just going to continue stacking. So anyway, that being said, I know I've just run kind of on and on. This is going to be a very long video. And I probably, honestly, if you've made it this far, I may not have actually edited it because it's already kind of late. So excuse the mistakes. But hey, it is what it is. Guys, I really appreciate those of you who have stuck around and watch my videos here and there. I will continue to make videos. It's just kind of things have been a little crazy. And anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you. Until next time, this has been Mr. Freecoiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.